Welcome back to The Legendary Hero is Dead. Anime Review, episode number 6. We are reviewing the last 2 episodes that have aired for the series. Could the series come back for a season 2? Yes. Is the material? Oh, heck yes, definitely. There's plenty of material. There's enough there for at least for 2 more seasons of the show if they wanted to. But that depends upon the studio for this one. Yes, that's the thing. It depends upon them. Excuse me. I don't know when, if they are going to air basically in their season. I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. The manga ended 3 years ago. Yeah, they ended it after exactly 6 years publication. Apparently, there's a sequel series. I haven't read it yet, so I don't have an opinion on it. The company made this one is Landon Films. Yes, I forgot to mention when I started reviewing the series. Yeah, they're the ones who made it, and you might be asking, was there any other series aside from this one, basically, I have seen? I am looking at the list, and aside from this one, no. But there is a couple series basically I want to see. Apparently, Rurouni Kenshin gets basically got like a remake. Yes, a remake. Have I watched yet? No, I haven't. It might be based on my watch future. And the other one is the second season of Goblin Slayer, which supposedly is going to air this year, but don't know when it's going to basically air. But this is the only series I have seen from the studio. And this studio has only been open for 11 years now. Yes, 11 freaking years. Yes. So, basically what happens in these 2 episodes? Well, we resolve a couple different plot threads in here. Like, for instance, there's been a recurring plot thread since like episode, I think it's this episode like 6, I think it was, where you have Yumina being, well, infected with the virus. That's resolved by episode 12. So, basically, they go to the city, and of course, after they infiltrate the city, of course, next episode, they're fighting Diego. He shows up, like, hey, want to do a fair fight? We'll go on the roof. Like, do a little fighting, go on the roof. He, of course, tricks him, and of course, his master proceeds to fight Arya's brother. Arya's brother basically is like, yeah, I want revenge. He's like, you want revenge? Basically, you just don't want to be, because of course, being sad. Yeah, over the atrocity that happened to them 3 years prior to the series. They keep referencing the 3 years prior. Yeah, that portion, that gets referenced a lot here. So, he battles Diego over the course of these couple episodes, and then at the end of episode 11, 2 strange things happen. One, we see Toka Scott in Shion's Spy collapse after drinking Soma drops, and we have Kyle show up. Yes, he actually returned the last episode in episode 10, and he shows up here as a distraction. Episode 12 opens up, figures out what exactly happened to him. So, apparently, of this Riz Sword world, it's going to explain here, and then he runs into Shion himself. Yes, still voiced by Justin Brenner. Yes, this is probably the first time we see the actual Shion, not just his body we've been seeing since episode 1. This part's the first time we've heard his voice in present day, I'd say since the opening episode. And apparently he does apologize to him for killing him. And it's been revealed in this episode he's watching everything that's going on since episode 1. And I do mean everything. How? He watches through the sword. No, seriously, he watches the damn sword. And also, there's this, like, he runs across her because he thinks he's a ghost, thinks he's dead. And he comes across this weird painting of naked ladies wearing stockings in water. Yeah, that's kind of weird. And that is, of course, Toka's fetish. He loves this stuff. Seeing naked ladies wearing these stockings. I'm not going to say what my preference is, because that's something for myself. I'm not going to tell anybody about it. Nope. That's private. Do not ask me. So, basically, he formulates, of course, he's in there, and of course, he realizes he's going to leave, but he formulates a plan. And, of course, he asks Arya to release his living body, but don't return him to his original body. He put Shion in his body from his freaking sword. Apparently, after he died, his soul went to the sword for some reason. He's been chosen by the sword to be the new hero. And of course, they smash the jewel, and then of course he wants to keep his promise to Yumina. Since episode 6, he's basically trying to do this. Yeah. So, actually, I think episode 5. So eventually, after a pretty interesting battle, got handed to it, and of course, after slicing the pieces, and eventually, well, Diego was defeated. The spell is undone. All the zombies return back, presumably off screen, including Yumina. They do confirm that she's cured. And Diego himself, well, he apparently tosses his coffin to the side. I'm going to see if we can try to find it here. Let's see. And he comes across somebody who, according to him, should not be there. I'm going to try to find it here. Let's see. Yeah, basically Diego. Yeah, then he stumbled across a woman by the name of Diana Fallen. Yes, who makes her debut in this episode, but they cut her lines for some strange reason. And of course, the two low-ranked devils proceed to kill him. And Diego's like, "This is not how I want to be killed. This death is so lame." As he's saying this while he's dying. Thank you, Ian St. Clair, for your service for this series. He did an absolutely great job voicing Diego. He seems like he had a lot of fun voicing just by how he portrays him. After all that's done, and of course the mayor's like, "Oh, like I brought reinforcements." Like, "Yeah, fine." And all the Daredevils taken care of there in that city. And of course, Mayor holds a party for the hero. Then of course you have Unigan jealous of Toka because he's by ladies. So takes the rooms, like, "Oh, let's do some sexy stuff." Of course, she had promised them basically get a chance to stroke her legs. And he puts on a swimsuit. And it's like, "You can like it, you can take it off." He's like, "Ooh." But he's like, "Go away, Shion, let me do this." He just tosses the sword out the window. It's like Shion's watches, and we see Shion, he's nose bleeding, which is a standard anime trope, which I thought was so funny. And then we see Yumina, where she's like moping in the hot spring, second hot spring episode. And then Marguerite shows up and confirms the fact that Yuna is in love with Toka. Not Shion, Toka. And of course, Margaret feels the same way that, well, for Toka, the Venus Mutuals for Toka. And of course, they become love rivals. Arya's like, "Can I participate in this too? But I'm still calling you princess." And of course, Marguerite tells Yuna, just call me Marguerite, you don't have to call me princess. Arya's like, "I'll still call you princess." I thought it was so awesome. Yep. And then, like, oh, by the way, when Shion shows up, finding anything, he tells Kyle, "I'm still cross with you." Yes, I thought that was so funny. Yeah, and of course, they ask Dorothy about how to defeat this infernal general during the battle, and she's asleep. I thought that was so funny. I'm not flashing back, go back and forth. My head's bringing up, otherwise, the people are like, "Why did you bring that up?" I thought it was kind of funny. And so, basically, Shion comes up with the interesting idea. Don't use so much opposite anymore, because that's the reason why you nearly died in the first place. Because, like, Shion, of course, thinks we have to go to North Continent, we have to seal the gate right away. And according to Shion, not yet. He's like, "Why? You have to bring up your mana level, because otherwise, though, at your current level, you will get easily slaughtered. Well, basically killed." So, he, Yumina, Marguerite, and Arya go on a journey with Dorothy and Kyle to build up the mana. And that sets up what we have later on the manga. Well, we have currently the manga right now will lead into the end of the series. But this was really good. I like the ending of this one. That was quite nice. Leaves it nice and open for a potential sequel season. As for if we're going to get season 2, don't know yet. Could they do it? It is possible. I mean, I'd say that basically, I'm sure people watch the series. Now, here's the thing. I don't know what the reception for the series was. No. I thought the series was really good so far. It's still open for a season 2. So nothing says you can't have a season 2. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, and apparently the sequel manga started just last year. I'll probably read that once I finish reading the main series. Oh, and it's the same person who writes this one. Yeah, same one. And if you're curious, though, is there an English translation of this book here? Yep, it has released here. But I don't think it's been released yet. Nope, not really. And of course, meet someone called the Sage. And who was the Sage? Not sure yet. Yeah, but just overall, really fun series. Who is, in case you're curious though, who is the Sage? I don't really remember. I highly doubt it's basically his master. I highly doubt it. Mm-hmm. But this has been a really fun series. What next anime I do next? I'm not sure yet. I might find the future. Yep. So yeah, that's it for Tickler View. Uh, so next up is gonna be Shuka Tensai, and if I get time to, probably get a chance to watch Ultra Q. Okay, next view. Bye.